All right, everyone, today we're going to be wrapping the hood on a 350Z race car. It's going to be awesome! All right, we're at Vandermeer. We're going to do a quick pull. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Joining me is my bro Alan. I'm so excited to have him here with me today. Alan is honestly one of the nicest guys that you would ever meet. Just funny as all can be. But what I love about Alan is he is a genuine man of faith and he has a real passion for cars, and he's super talented in customizing cars. And so Alan, why don't you tell them about some of the ideas that you have coming down the pike?
Well, hopefully in the coming season I'm going to be looking into prototyping and doing more developing, because I've done the mechanic thing, I've done the body shop thing, and now I want to build my own product, and then building prototypes of, you know, the fun off-road stuff, the things that you can bolt onto your vehicle, the custom things like that. And I want to be building the prototypes and then moving into production with those things.
Nice.
Not me doing production, but
but you want to do the patents.
Yeah.
And have them mass produce.
Yeah, by youth group kids or whoever else I can exploit for free. Yeah.
Right. Awesome. And then tell us a little bit about the Carmageddon that you customized.
Well, had built a VW Beetle at home with my dad, actually, as a project, and then just decided to take it to a car show, show it off, and I got a customer off of that said, "Hey, where do you get your work done?" And I go, "I do it myself." He goes, "Really?" You know, and then and then so I got a home project is just doing a Carmageddon, doing head to toe restoration. Not much engine work, but everything else. New floors, new rockers, new quarter panels, and then doing all the metal work and filling and painting and reassembly and getting it down the road. So yeah,
awesome.
All the home garage.
You have to send me some pictures so I can put it on this episode.
We'll do it.
So that'd be great. Okay, so I'm going to use simple green. Matthew, the owner of this hood, or this race car, he ended up taking this and getting it sandblasted. There are a lot of imperfections on the hood, which he knows about, and the whole point of this is it's a race car. It's going to be used and abused on the track, but he just wants it looking better than it did. And of course, with the matte carbon fiber with texture, it's going to look awesome. But we will see every imperfection under the carbon fiber. So I'm going to have Alan grab the GoPro. Alan's going to go around the car.
What kind of race car did this come off of?
A Nissan 350Z. I don't know the year, but it looks super cool.
Yeah, and it's seen some road rash, huh?
Right. It looks like it.
Yeah, definitely some hills and valleys.
Yeah. It actually kind of almost looks cool. I'll sand it down, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And I can't believe how light this hood is. Okay, really important. We're going to be wrapping and folding underneath the hood, and so as we're doing that, we've got to make sure that everything underneath is really, really clean. And so I'm going to go ahead and spray underneath with simple green, You can see on the rag, there's just all kinds of things, and so this is why it's so important to make sure that you have a really, really clean surface. You got to make sure you get all the underneaths of every edge. So I'm going to be doing this, and I will also be going back over it with alcohol as well. So this is just the simple green, kind of a degrease, clean, and then underneath I will...
And the alcohol just takes the edge off.
Yeah. Now my understanding is that he's got trim that's going to go around each one of these pieces. I'm hoping that's the case. Mm-hmm. But anytime you have trim pieces that go on top of the wrap, that helps secure it. This is 70% isopropyl alcohol. You can buy this on Amazon. You can get it from Costco or Walgreens, pretty much any place. They sell it pre-mixed, pre-diluted to 70%. Hey everyone, this is Matthew. He's the owner of this 350Z. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the 350?
So it's a 2003 Nissan 350Z is what it started life as, and now it's been converted to a full caged race car for NASA Spec Z racing, wheel-to-wheel racing. So,
and you've got something fun waiting for you at home, right?
Yeah, I actually brought the souvenir of what had happened to the engine.
Oh no!
The intake camshaft.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Snapped off last race. So,
holy moly! So what kind of horsepower is this engine putting out?
So the spec classes have to run a certain horsepower based on the year and model of the car.
Okay.
So the 0304 cars run 258 horsepower.
Gotcha.
At a minimum weight of 3,100 pounds with drive.
Wow. Okay.
And then it goes up in weight, but also up in horsepower for the next years, 05, 06, and then 07, 08.
Nice.
So.
A garage's best friend. Got to get an ego blower. It's important that we get every single piece of debris off. I'm going to use turbo speed on this thing to make sure we get all of the dust off. Again, any little contaminant under the wrap is going to show up as a pimple, and the last thing you want is a bunch of zits. So what I'm going to do is you can peel off that corner, and we're going to flip it under and just stick it, lock it right there in the corner. This is a tool that is a must, especially if you're cutting on top of the surface of a car. It helps you to not scratch the paint, so that's really important. And it helps with straight line cuts too. So here's my edge. I want to make sure I've got about 2 or 3 inches, and I'm just going to cut. And it just makes it really simple. Again, you stick it on the corner, and you don't have to worry too much about wrinkles. Heat will take out most of that stuff. And slowly unpeel. In case you're wondering how this wrap is sticking on bare metal as far as the adhesion level, because I didn't know how well it was going to stick on the bare metal. It's actually sticking really good. So that's good. For me, it's really important to make sure that you're taking things like this, folding it up, getting out of the way. It's pretty slippery. You can actually slip and fall if you leave it on the ground. So what we're going to do at this point is we need to start glassing out the wrap. And what that means is all of these little wrinkles, we need to get that out as an initial. Man, this stuff is tough. Lock it, and you're going to notice what I'm doing is I'm pulling in angles. So these are called triangles. The reason why you want to do triangles is because once I have these wrinkles, then I can pull this side, get these wrinkles out, and pull this side, get the other wrinkles out. Okay, so I'm going to do the same here. And in circumstances like this, what you can do, make sure your hands are clean. You can stick them underneath just to pop it out. And again, see the glassing? That's what we're trying to get. Man, that's really sticking. That's great. Okay, you got that hood? So the trick here is I don't want to undo what I just did there. And so, and one thing unique about this install is the fact that the hood is off the car. It makes it much easier to do the wrap when it's on the car because it keeps it stable. You can pull, you can stretch. Yeah, this is definitely a challenge doing it off the car for sure. And in case you're wondering why I'm not glassing it out so quick, it's because I can't pull on this too hard. The whole stand is moving with me. So I'm just going to do a piece, bit by bit. This blue strip, monkey strip, it's a must. This will help to make sure that we don't scratch the surface of the vinyl itself. And the squeegee, you just want to start working in the center. And you'll notice here, I'm going at an angle. I'm not going straight. I'm not going straight across. I'm actually working at an angle. That's going to help with getting the air bubbles out. And if you get a little air bubble lock, what you can do is just stick your finger under there, lift it up, and stretch it across. Really simple. And I get another air bubble lock here. So I'm going to lift it up, and you'll see the air bubble just go away right there. And then angled, keep it working. Same thing, I'm going to pull. Okay, now that I've gotten this side locked, I can come over and glass this out a little bit better. Here is, got two side vents, so we've got to work around that. Now, one thing you'll notice here, there's a valley, and what a lot of guys will do is just heat the heck out of that and try to stick it down into the valley. The problem with that is this engine's going to get really hot, and while he's on the racetrack, the heat is going to start to potentially loosen the adhesive, and it'll start to bubble up over here. So I'm lifting up all of the vinyl up to the valley, and the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm going to lay the vinyl in to the valley. And this means that I'm not stretching it, I'm just laying it in first. Once I'm done laying it in, then I'll have to stretch it out on the sides because there's a lot of shape and motion here. So this is my first priority, make sure it's all laid in, no stretching at all. On my Corvette I have a, well, you know, on the C7s they have a pretty big scoop, and so the same thing, had to really lay it in. And you'll see here, right there, there's an air bubble. So I could try to force it down, or stick your finger underneath, lift it up, make sure you release that air bubble. Even though this has air release technology, it's still best to lay it in without any bubbles. And like I said, we'll deal with the wrinkles here in just a little bit. Okay. So now that that's laid in, what I'm going to do at this point is, it's just a lot of vinyl overlap, so I want to not have too much. We'll trim off some. Not too much, but just enough to make it easier to handle.
Is this carbon fiber? Is that thicker? Is it harder material to work with?
It's way thicker.
Yeah.
So Avery has a, I believe it's the SW9700, some of the thinnest vinyl on the market. That's what I learned with, and so grateful for it because it was so much easier to work with than this. Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Does this just not stretch as much? Why is this difficult?
It's much thicker.
Okay, so just can't move it, can't get into the small places as well, or what? What's the not as flexible? What do you mean?
It's all the above.
Really?
The properties of a thicker vinyl is gonna makes it harder to get into the valleys and mold it, so on and so forth. So
Mess up your manicure.
right. All right. So we got this part's laid in. I'm gonna start working on this angle here. Yeah, it's really sticking on this bare metal. I'm surprised. Ow. Okay, so I'm gonna have to lift in these areas to make sure I don't have, again, air bubbles. Let's see that. I'm really happy with that because not a single bit of that was stretched. It's laid in, so you're not going to worry about wrap failure down the line. Okay, now we've got all these little bubbles to deal with. So again, closest point of exit for this air. I could go this way or I could go this way. Let's see which way it wants to go. Neither. So, after all that work of laying it in, this is a non-negotiable. When you got this many air bubbles, you got to lift it back up. You can't try working those bubbles out. That's too much. So all you have to do is just touch the edge of a bubble, and then you'll see it going away. And you'll see from my fingers, it's all stretched there. So all I'm going to do is grab my heat gun. You'll see it shrink right back to shape. That's it. I'm just going to treat it gently, continue squeezing out the air bubbles. One thing to note, the carbon fiber is textured and it will scratch, so I'm trying not to put too much pressure on it. Again, the monkey strip is some of the best stuff on the market, but inevitably, when you don't have a plastic cap over the vinyl, they will scratch. Thankfully, in the heat, especially when you're on the racetrack, the heat will take away most of the hairline scratches. Now, if we do a gouge, that's a different story. But almost all vinyl is self-healing. Okay, so back to this section, make sure we're laying it in. It's beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna thank you, sir. A wrap glove is another necessity. It glides over the surface of the wrap, but it also, when you're using heat gun, it keeps your fingers from getting singed.
Do you have to be concerned at all because of the grain of the carbon fiber, like pulling your brush towards the grain, or
absolutely.
Does it hide anything that way, or does it help?
Well, one thing you want to be careful with is if you overstretch it. Like if I started stretching it this way, the grain's going to start to curve.
Oh, really?
And so you want to make sure. So yeah, you just want to make sure you don't, you know, and it's just like anything, you don't want to abuse the material. They're made to stretch. They're made to be handled pretty rough, but you don't want to abuse it.
Does it kind of have a memory if you pull it too much then?
Yeah, so heat will bring it back to its original form, yeah. And so that's the reason why I heated over here. When my fingers stretched the vinyl, heated it and went right back to its memory form. And again, that's why we lay it down, because by laying it down, it'll, if it was stretched, it'll want to go back to its memory.
Just getting more heat on there because it's
And I creased it again.
because okay, but the creases are too sharp, I guess. Is that why when you know to put more heat on it?
Yeah, when you put too much of pressure on the wrinkle,
Yeah.
it'll bend it and crease the actual vinyl, and then the final product you'll see a crease in the vinyl itself. So you have to lift it up, heat it, it'll go back to memory, shrink, and then it'll that'll be gone altogether.
And you can lift this up and down a lot.
You can, yeah.
And it still sticks. Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, because what we're doing is we're not really activating the vinyl until we're putting all the real pressure on it.
Oh, really?
And then once we put the heat on it, then it's going to activate the adhesive quite a bit more. So just lifting it up when we're kind of setting it down and lightly squeegeing it, it's not really activating the glue, not to its fullest adhesion level.
When I'm transferring my in-sync stickers and Beaver stickers from car to car, then it doesn't, because they're collectors, you get them only from the concerts, you know, or the fan club. You get it, Michael. You understand. But then those, they just don't last. But so this has a whole different property than just some sticker you get from a store, right?
Absolutely.
Or gumball machine or fan club.
Especially the in-sync ones, those are trash.
I will throw this GoPro at you.
Sorry, man. I just don't do boy bands.
Get kicked out of Menudo, and now you don't want to do anything. Huh? Is that right? Come on. now he's bitter.
I am, man. I had a career. You kidding me? I had a future. Man, this is really stuck on here. That's crazy. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I gotta undo all of this so I can re-glass it. Okay, so now start the process of laying it all in. So whenever you're working the hood, you always got to work the middle out. And so we're going to finish this middle, and we're going to start working out this way. A lot of these air bubbles, you can actually just push with your finger and get them out because of the air release technology, but some of them are more stubborn than others, so that's not always the case.
But what do you mean by air release technology? Like it's actually porous? Or?
It's got micro pores in it, yeah.
Oh.
And they all seal up once the glue dries and everything.
Wow, okay.
I just can't get over how tacky this is, man. That's crazy. It is a warm day too, though, so.
Well, explain the angle of your squeegee.
45.
It's always 45?
For the most part. So what it is, if I go straight down this way, then I'm automatically folding over and creasing the wrinkles. So by going at an angle, I'm just doing small pieces. And then while I'm holding it up this way, then you're not creasing the vinyl as you're going down. Although this right here has a piece of paint underneath, or something underneath. But see, that little 45 angle just helps it glide right across, and you don't have the issues of wrinkles. And again, you're constantly stretching the vinyl. That's definitely one of the things that has to be done. But not overstretching it to where, especially on a patterned vinyl, you want to make sure that you're not taking the pattern out of whack. And the other thing, again, you just don't want to press down too hard on the vinyl because you'll scratch it. So that's, I think the angle seems to help with that too. I can't tell you technically why, but I've just seen a lot less scratches on the vinyl that I've done with the angled squeegee. All right, so once you get everything down flat, the next step, and this is really, really important, is you're gonna take your heat gun, make sure you have your wrap glove on, and you're gonna seal, activate the glue, seal the edges. The edges are the most important part, obviously, because that's where you could have your wrap failure if it starts to come apart. Okay, and because of this arc right here, we're going to put a relief cut right in the center. So, final touch, we're just going to heat it up. This will help get some of the fine scratches out. And I am using high heat, so this is pretty intense. All right, that's it.
What's up, Sam? Hey, got the hood on there, got everything mocked up. Just got to mount the hood pin latches and bolt the corners back down. But as you can tell, I got the hood vents on there. Everything looks great. I wanted to thank you for all your hard work on this wrap. It looks amazing, especially compared to the old rattle can paint job that was on the hood. Had the vents powder coated black, so everything matches really nice now. So hope you guys like it. Thank you for everything, and we'll talk to you soon.